All right, people, I got an update and a bigger plan here for J&J. But before I get to this plan, I want to show you the previous plan and explain you. I want to show you why I'm going to explain you this. So let's go take a look at what I have to say here. All right, my first plan was posted here for September 11th for the J&J. And it actually went, and I'm going to show you here. So here's the confirmation. So a confirmation, the average of the options were dollar 75. However, this went against and required me to make, actually I made updates talking about the support level. And I mean, then this trade worked out very well. But now I'm even talking about it again, and I'm going to get to that point. But I'm going to show you. So I want to scroll into the defense zone. So I talked about it over here, moving stock, and that 110 actually moved to about 1.05 to 1.0 because many times I reaffirmed the trade. They played it, and then we made a nice bounce. So here I am, September 13, reaffirming again. J&J has been rough the whole, but as long as 130, and you know exactly that. You know that was about 10 cents. It went about 131.90, and they bounced it from that later. And of course, you know the outcome. The stock moved up a lot. Well, moved up back into the right zones and turned to be profitable. So let's go to the plan here. But I wanted to show you this, that I defended this trade, and why am I making a new plan? Well, this is one of the reasons, because I think that I want to explain a few facts before you guys enter this, or if you're still holding, you can still hold. But let's talk about the plan. All right, people, so here we're back at the plan. Now, this is what I want to talk about. So J&J set up to test 137 to 140 on the lower end. Now, and again, I think that if we confirm, we're going to go more to the higher end. This is why I want to affirm that there's a great move to be happen. Before I talk about this more, I made a plan back in June that that confirmed right around here, right this day here, and this had a nice run. 300% gains in the money, 2 weeks out options. Now we have more time this time, and I think that this could have a nice move as well. Now keep in mind, this as you look at the way this moved up choppily. But I believe that this stock is getting ready, is getting ready not only to break into new highs, but to go to these levels. Now we'll see how action goes. So let's talk about carbon. I just want to explain that I think that what's going to happen here is we're going to repeat here. Not so. What I mean is there's going to be a good move happening here. Now it may not be as smooth as this move, but you can see this had a move, it relaxed and moved again. So let's get to the thing now. That was a big move, okay? And that was a 300% gains because we went with in the money 130 calls, okay? I think it was 127. I have to go look at the video. But regardless, I'll show you that created playlist video. The last J&J made a lot of gains. Now this hasn't really made a lot of gains yet, but it hasn't really started to move either. So if you haven't gotten into this, it's fine. If you're still in this, you can still hold, right? But or if you want to add. But so J&J, it needs to break above 135.5 on some good action volume, and good action volume is 500K on a 10 on the low end, okay, and on the 10-minute chart, okay. So I didn't put the 10-minute chart, but on the low end, okay. I will explain a few more a few more things inside the video. Like, this is quick typing here, but I didn't bother taking a look. I thought it was okay. So anyways, people, that's why I'm explaining in the video. So listen up. So if the volume seems to be light at 135.50, you know, 500K is no big deal on the 10-minute chart as we're trying to break that, because that's a pivot point. 135.50 is another pivot point to enter this stock. Now, if the volume isn't there, we can watch here some basing above 135.50 and look for power towards 135.75 to 136. The key is we want to get in this stock within the right kind of price action between the ranges of 135.5 to 136 in expectations that we're going to go to these targets, the lowest end of 140, but obviously to the 142 at least. Now it could even do better until it moves, until that breakout happens. We'll get more data as it goes. This is a choppy kind of stock that goes up. It doesn't go up smooth, but it goes up very well. And I remember this very well through this movement over here. Okay, and this is the kind of stock you see. It's been a bit more choppy than over here, but when we break out, what I'm saying is when we finally really break out over 137, then we could get much more smoother movements, but it might be still, and you'll be big time in the money. All right, so here we are at the Yahoo Finance, and J&J closed at 134.45. And let's go take a look at this. Now, you can see that these options from our confirmation point, they're not up much. They were actually higher. I decided to take profits and see what kind of pullback it had. And on the top of that, the way it did what it did, I decided to make another plan and another way to enter. So of course, the people who were holding, if you happen to buy confirmation, it's going to cost, it could cost about $250, $260 per option. Okay, that's $260 per option. The people, if you're just simply holding it, well, I mean, my average is much lower now when I re-enter. But let's say someone just holding from 175. That's the first confirmation. The second confirmation will be this plan here. It could cost 280. Sorry, 260 to 250 to 260. Depending on the timing, because this is probably going to happen soon. It won't take long. One of the things I want to mention, as you can see, there was a lot of trading in this as well. Not bad that day. 1,222 options traded. And again, the open interest is really strong. It's really strong at the 130s as well, but not as much trading. A lot happening here. Even the 140s, by the way, there's great open interest. There wasn't that bad trading for this stock. A lot of trading. So there's expectations. I think that the people that we getting in the 135 zone, you're looking for a stock. We're looking at 200% gains. Now, this won't take, for example, I don't think this is going to take 3 or 4 days, or it's not going to be nowhere near a Tesla or anything, or a lot of fast movers. But this is something that can produce great gains, and within, let's say, 5 trading days. So if we were to get to 140, you're going to be making 200% on these options, or 150%. And I believe if we get to even more, and the time to hold this, plenty of time, because this stock, when it starts moving, it pays. I defended this stock. It was in losses. I've always made money going trading J&J. Let me put it to you this way: it's a very reliable stock, so I really know it, and that's why I'm making this recommendation. I think this J&J is going to make another strong move, requiring holding, and I believe these are really good to use. So that's that. All right, people, welcome to Power Target Trades, the place where I post these great detailed plans, a good place to subscribe to. I'll show you how. You can do it manually. But you see this created playlist. If you go in here, you'll see this witness. There's one if you want to see the last J&J plan, you can see it in exactly huge gains, 400 huge gains with just 2-week options. Okay, now these options have more than that, and we're going into this very similar idea. It's similar, not the same, but similar. Will it produce as much gains? I doubt it. Yes, in a way it could, because you're buying more expensive options, and those ones were ravaging about $1. The last one. You want to check it. Go into my creative playlist. You'll see it. Witness the Power. Go inside there and you'll see it. And you should be looking at this creative playlist regardless. But if you want to see it, get educated about the past. And so there it is. Let me see what I say. All right, people. Now that we just finished watching that great detailed video, don't forget to look at my banner. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you check out my creative playlist. Make sure you study before taking action on Power Target Trades. Every plan that I make has great detailed instructions, and I put my heart and soul in it because I want my subscribers and followers to make great money in the markets. But you have to study, people. Let me show you a way to subscribe. Let's see a picture of me around here in a circle format. Simply click on it, and it's going to give you an easy way to subscribe. Don't forget, people, at the end of the video to like the video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like